Today I've walked the 550th kilometre, so I'm a little bit tired, but I've had a great time. And the weather's been very kind to me. It's been sunny every day, a little cold, but it's been wonderful weather for walking. This way from this building down. This is the Policía Local.
Sí.
Ahora yo tengo este, impermeable, ¿cómo se dice la cosa de... My travel is a personal decision, and in fact it's a pilgrimage in the traditional way. So I chose to walk to Santiago de Compostela. Y una mañana, un perro super grande, es como con la lengua en mi cara. I've been there before, but the last time I used the Camino Francés, but I found that it was full of too many pilgrims. And the wonderful thing about the Ruta de Plata is that it's really unique and it's very quiet, and it gives you the opportunity to walk quietly without too many people and enjoy the countryside. Well, it's a mixture of the modern and the contemporary and the ancient. Here we have the cross of the Knights Templar, Los Templarios, and around the door I've visited Zamora twice before, and it's very interesting because the first time I came to Zamora I stayed in the Parador, and tonight I'm staying in the Albergue de Peregrinos. So there's a slight difference in status between those two. However, the Peregrino albergue is fantastic. It's so modern and clean, and it's completely new, and all of the facilities are fantastic. It's maybe not quite as good as some of the hotels, but it's one of the best albergues that I've stayed in on the Ruta de Plata. And Zamora itself, of course, is one of the most interesting cities in Europe. It has all of this wonderful Romanesque history, lots and lots of traditional buildings, very quiet and intimate streets and squares, and it's generally a wonderful place to come and spend some days. In fact, it's so interesting that I've decided to spend 2 days in Zamora rather than moving on to another location. It's a very nice mixture of contemporary buildings with these ancient buildings, and all of them are built from this beautiful stone which takes a very specific colour in the sunlight. It's golden. Today it's white because the sun isn't very strong, but you can see the natural beauty in this stone, and it's reflected throughout the centre of the city. It's a wonderful arrival because you walk across the plain. You can see Zamora from the top of the mountain more than 20 kilometres away, and you arrive into the city and you walk along the river, and then you walk across the wonderful bridge, the Romanesque bridge, and you get the wonderful views of the cathedral and all of the city off to one side. Well, the wonderful thing about this mirador is the wonderful vista of the stone bridge here in front of us across the river, and the way that it blends the stone here and the river into the city. So it's all part of one big picture, all brought together by this interpretation centre with its own wonderful mirador looking out over the river and the bridge.
Will you tell me when the song stops playing? 'Cause I can hear no more.
I think probably the biggest difference is the huge concentration of the architecture and the buildings and the history. And it's very obvious